Colonial Life Arena in Columbia, South Carolina. It's curtains up on SEC play. Mississippi State invades South Carolina to take on the Gamecocks. Welcome down to the floor alongside the coach, Steve Lappas. I'm John Sadak on our CBS crew. And these two teams, coach, a combined 23-3 in non-league. Strong showings, but here is the second season and a January opportunity with shades of March Madness.
Well, there's no doubt about it, because at the end of the year, everybody's looking for quad one wins, and this game could end up being a quad one win for either one of these teams. Besides the fact, the first SEC game is a big one.
It's only the second game for Tolu Smith, the big star for Mississippi State, back from a foot injury.
I mean, how about this kid? Preseason Wooden Award watch list. This guy can score in the low post. He gets to the free throw line. He was out since October, and he has 19 and 9 in his first game back. He is going to be a tough matchup for South Carolina today.
South Carolina led by Meechie Johnson.
Yeah, Meechie Johnson is having a spectacular year. He went from 12 points a game last year to almost 18. Also shooting the three ball better than he's ever shot in his career. He also gets to the free throw line 5 times a game. He is a tough cover inside and out.
There's a reason for his rise. He is now flanked by major pickups in the portal.
Yeah, Lamont Paris wanted to get older. Last year they were number 269 in experience. This year they're number 18 in experience.
Break down some of the matchups. Our AT&T Fast Analysis, the Gamecocks can do it from deep.
Well, they love to shoot the three. They average 9 threes a game. And like most good three-point shooting teams, they go off the dribble, and then they look to kick it, and they are ready on the perimeter to let that thing go. Then you have Mississippi State that does it on the other end with defense. They want to force you to the sideline, trap you, and this is how they make a ton of steals and get out in transition and end up getting a lot of points that way. Very aggressive defensively.
Patience and poise on offense against the vortex of chaos and deadly defense. Who prevails? The new season for the new year. Conference play underway.
Shoot.
Okay, I'll shoot.
What's happening?
But I don't see any hoop.
No, I said that because of, I'm sorry, shoot.
I'll shoot. Where's the hoop?
They don't have one.
You stop saying the S
I didn't know.
They're gonna want the jingle for this.
Okay.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Don't worry. State Farm makes it easy to file a claim on the app for a new car or even that old Pacer.
Someone call for an old Pacer?
Like a good neighbor.
CBS Sports College basketball coverage is sponsored by Geico. For all your insurance needs, it's easy to Geico. GMC, we are professional grade. And by Jersey Mike Subs, be a sub above. The twirling towels, part of the sandstorm scene. Gamecocks unblemished in this building, 8-0 this year, winners of 9 straight. Going back to last year, Meechie Johnson gets the start. Here are the full starters. Keep in mind that for Mississippi State, arguably the two best come off the bench at Tolu Smith and Josh Hubbard. The Gamecocks, Talon Cooper has provided a bedrock at that point guard position, often defends the other team's best perimeter player.
Real experienced guy. How about a 4-to-1 assist-to-turnover ratio?
That is 7th best in the country, and the tap has us underway. Our officials, Bart Lennox, Garrick Shannon, Mike Nance, Bulldog Ball.
Both teams primarily man-to-man, might sprinkle in a little zone, especially South Carolina. They have a little bit of a thought that Mississippi State shooting is a little suspect.
Sean Davis, look up top, Jimmy Bell Jr. He brings the brawn. Jeffries, the probing dribble. Bell, shaping up with the left hand, rattles out, ripped down by the Gamecocks and DJ Mack.
And that's going to be an important thing in this game that Lamont Paris was concerned about. Defensive rebounding for South Carolina.
Mississippi State, one of the best on the offensive glass. Half their points come off turnovers, in transition, fast breaks, and on second chances.
And when the ball goes to the baseline, you'll see that trap coming, and the good job by South Carolina reversing the ball.
3 seconds, Johnson contested. 1 second, the hoist. Whiskers the net out of bounds, shot clock violation. The head man in year 2 for South Carolina, Lamont Harris. He has the Gamecocks off to their best start in 8 years. Suffered 21 losses last year, 12-1 this year. Wins against Virginia Tech and Grand Canyon.
Yeah, how about Grand Canyon? That was a quad 1 win.
Shaquille Moore eyeing up Bell. He feeds him, gets deep post position and draws the foul on Mack.
You almost can't get deeper post position than that and almost be out of bounds. That was so deep. He was under the rim with that post position. 17 and 18 rebounds for Jimmy Bell in that game against Rutgers. And he's the guy who came in to be the backup to Tolu Smith. Has done a great job, averaging 9 and 9.
Bell at the line. You saw Chris Jans, the second-year skipper at Mississippi State. The man our own John Rothstein is dubbed the dentist. Says playing his team's like having a root canal without Novocaine. What does he mean?
He means it gets ugly. They're going to trap you. They're going to guard you hard. They're going to force you to the sideline, and they're going to crash the glass like there's no tomorrow.
Misfire for Bell, and the Bulldogs win the ball. Deshaun Davis begging for it opposite. Matthews on the drive, denied by Cooper. Jeffries in rhythm. Hits heel. Bell wins it. And a tie-up. Meechie Johnson locks horns, jump ball. It's Gamecock ball.
You know, that's one of the things you got to keep an eye on. Both Jimmy Bell and Tolu Smith are big, strong guys. If they get in that deep and you don't put a body on them early, it's going to be very tough on the glass.
That's something Lamont Paris confessed. He thought his team had boxed out well to this point, but he admitted in the SEC it is a bit different.
Well, South Carolina has been a solid gang rebounding team. They don't have a tremendous rebounder. They all do it.
Deep shot, Meechie Johnson. Good boxing board underneath for Shaquille Moore. Shaquille Moore shined against South Carolina in the past. 2 of his best games last year against the Gamecocks. The low catch, place catch with Davis. Floats it up, kiss, make.
And, you know, this South Carolina team has been solid defense. We talked about Mississippi State's defense, but that was a little bit too easy. No help coming over on that drive.
Yeah, Lamont Paris said he thinks defensively they're a bit ahead of schedule. He's surprised that the understanding is there, the adherence to rules and the execution. Meechie Johnson. Clark opposite. Double comes, he felt it. Tipped. Studi tracks it down. 6 seconds. Mack the hoist. In and out. And Moore's got it.
Well, let me tell you something. Mississippi State, those guys recover quickly on all those passes on the perimeter. Really good defense that possession.
DJ Jeffries, high lane. Good wraparound to Bell. Bucket.
I mean, he can't get any deeper than he's been getting. That's like 3-4 possessions where he's been almost under the rim. They got to do something. They paid for it that time. They've got to do something to get him out of there.
Quick sub to the table. Lamont Paris had said Josh Gray might factor needing some size. Mack inside the arc. Ball's a little stagnant here. Johnson baseline, sees the double. 8 to shoot. Opposite, quick shape up for Clark. 4 to shoot. Twisting against pressure, coughs it up. Won by the Bulldogs.
This is a whole different level of defense than South Carolina has seen this year, believe me.
Now Mississippi State runs offense. Bell wants the ball. Davis, kick, Moore in rhythm.
That was a really good box out by B.J. Mack that time. He fought hard for that position.
Mack slow to get up, wincing slightly. 4 on 5 the other end. And the foul drawn by Johnson. Well, Tolu Smith likely to be subbing in for a team that had a firm defensive identity largely without him this year.
I mean, you think of the preseason that they've had, and you look at these defensive numbers without Tolu Smith, and now he comes back into the mix, and he helps them in a lot of ways because they've been inconsistent offensively, and this kid averaged 16 and 9 last year.
Well, here comes Colin Murray Boyles and Josh Gray. They'll replace Clark and Mack.
So obviously Lamont Paris saw what we've been seeing, which is he needs more size because what's going on the offensive glass right now has been a real struggle for South Carolina.
Johnson snaps Twine. The foul went to Shaquille Moore as his first. Tolu Smith wearing number 1 for Mississippi State. Stellar score Unanimous first-team All-SEC last year and preseason this year.
If you're first-team All-ACC, there's a lot of good players in that league. A lot.
Smith.
Look how deep he got it.
Against Gray. Reverse. Off the iron. Won by Mississippi State. Rejected by Gray.
Well, that's what Gray's in for.
On the end line. Double comes. One-hand snap. Gray to the lane tip. Taken away. Moore ahead of the field. Dunks it home.
I got to tell you, Mississippi State defensively in the half court is everywhere. When somebody makes a mistake, he's getting covered up, and they're covering up the guy who needs to be covered up. They really rotate so well.
Johnson, another tip pass. Floats it to Cooper. 12 to shoot, but just now really running their offense.
Yeah, they've got to start screening more because they really got to hit bodies on these guys.
Stute gets hit and fouled.
Well, off that defense, they can make a lot of things happen. Pretty nice one-handed stuff there. 6-1, Mississippi State.
The Sonic Garlic Butter Bacon Cheeseburger is back for good. If you're wondering why, let us clarify. Garlic butter, cheese, garlic butter, bacon, garlic butter. Need we say more? Sonic Garlic...
Let's get you home. Tracker, part of CBS Premiere Week on CBS.
Mississippi State a 6-1 edge. We're 5 minutes in. Tolu Smith is in his second game back, coming off an injury that made him emotional.
I cried and cried again, wondering why me. And I had a great coaching staff and a great team to tell me that it's okay and everything's gonna be fine. And now I'm here. You know, life moves fast, and I'm sitting here playing basketball again. So I'm blessed and I'm excited for our team.
Suffered that foot injury practice October the 5th. Same foot he had injured in 21. This is what they accomplished without him before he returned against Bethune-Cookman.
You know, except maybe for that loss to Southern, which was not a good loss. They were up 11 late in that game, ended up losing by 1 when Southern scored the last 12 points. They've done a very good job without their best player.
Smith fronting against Talon Cooper. And he can't get it in. He has to call a timeout. The pressure has been suffocating from the Bulldogs. The relentless defense, Lamont Paris and company talk it over.
Say goodbye to multiple daily insulin injections and say hello to Omnipod 5. Omnipod 5 integrates with Dexcom G6 to automatically adjust insulin and help protect against highs and lows, day and night. Plus, it's tubeless and waterproof. Take control without compromise. Don't wait to simplify life with diabetes. Get started today. Go to Omnipod.com for risk information and instructions for use. Consult your healthcare provider before starting on Omnipod. Simplify diabetes, simplify life. Omnipod.
Tomorrow, the home of the Golden Globes is now CBS. Don't miss Hollywood's biggest party with appearances by Kevin Costner, Will Ferrell, Dua Lipa, Ben Affleck, Justin Hartley, Oprah Winfrey, and many more. Joe Coy hosts the Golden Globe Awards live tomorrow on CBS and streaming on Paramount+.
You know, one thing we got to keep in mind here, John, is that good cut.
Stute jams it home. The timeout pays immediate dividends. There hadn't been much reason for the home fans to cheer until that moment. Davis feels the double. Matthews, 5 to shoot, out of bounds.
Let's keep an eye on Miles Stute, the way he moves without the ball in this situation here, and you're going to see him come out. And then the back cut comes really quickly because they're denying so hard, and that's what you have to do when somebody back cuts you that hard. When somebody's denying you hard, you got to back cut on them.
I thought Stute had one of the quotes of the week. He was asked, is your team ready for conference play? He asked, is the SEC ready for us?
Well, yeah, you have to understand this, John. What they're doing to South Carolina is one of the top 10 half-court offensive teams in the country, and it looks like they can't even run their offense in the half-court, and they've been spectacular all season at that.
Great screen, elbow J, bucket.
Yeah, this kid coming off the bench, I never heard of it. 4,300 points in his high school career, Hubbard. I never heard of such a thing, got to be honest with you.
Helps that he played varsity as an 8th grader. He's an outstanding outside shooter.
Yeah,
Studi.
no, that's great rotation inside on that drive.
And then a foul by Gray.
With Josh Hubbard, their freshman, is their leading scorer, but they really didn't guard that well at all. That's way too easy.
He's one of the big bench threats. There are many in the SEC this year. And one of 3 freshmen in that regard. Shepard, an outstanding steals performer along with his scoring for Kentucky.
I mean, Hubbard gives them something they really need because he's a 39% three-point shooter, the best shooter on their team. He didn't play well in his last game or against Rutgers. That's great offense there. Tolu Smith down low.
And one. They have had deep paint touches on seemingly every possession.
Every possession they're getting it in deep. This is a good screen, but that's really poor defense. And Josh Gray on that particular play there, he's got to get over the top of that faster and beat him to the spot. I mean, he caught it so low.
So B.J. Mack back in. Gray now has 2 fouls, and he goes to the bench.
Yeah, look, Chris Jans's game plan here has been very obvious from the beginning. Whether it was Jimmy Bell or Tolu Smith, they are throwing it inside as much as they can. They have a huge height advantage against South Carolina, there's no doubt.
5 field goal makes for the Bulldogs by 5 different players, and an 8-point edge. Johnson picks up the pound. Mack fresh off the pine.
Yeah, that's a tough shot. You know, you got to get some screens, you got to get some ball reversals. You got to make this defense move around a little bit because they load up so well on one side. If you don't reverse it, you're going to have big problems.
Thread the needle. Smith. Shielding, missing. Studi wins it, draws a foul. That'll be 1 on Cameron Matthews.
I mean, here's the thing about South Carolina. They're a very good three-point shooting team, make 9 a game. They've only attempted 3 so far, and they weren't really wide open.
Yeah, they hit at a fairly high percentage, but they also take a lot of threes, 4th most in the SEC.
I mean, 44% of their shots are threes. They need that. That's a big part of their game.
Studi trying to back cut again.
But you look at this defense, the help. There's the help coming from the baseline. Another turnover.
Ripped away, one back briefly. Jump ball, and it'll be Bulldog possession. That came with 4.3 on the timer. There had been no true possession exchange.
I mean, here's another example. Take a look at this rotate. Well, obviously this is the loose ball, but there was a great rotation by Mississippi State that time on the drive to the baseline. They just take care. They're on a string. That's what we call it. Everybody's moving. Nobody's standing and watching. Everybody's reacting and moving.
Gamecocks 1 of 6 from the field, 5 giveaways. Hubbard to Smith. A bit further from the basket. Double comes. And it steps. It's only game 2 for him on the season.
Well, that time they brought the double at him, and it was a little deep for a double team on a big guy like that. As soon as he put it on the floor, here it comes, and he just makes a big mistake.
Talon Cooper, over 600 career assists, time at Minnesota, Morehead State, now at South Carolina.
I mean, he's got a 2.5 to 1 career assist-to-turnover ratio, a really solid point guard. But they got to start screening and hitting some bodies, because if you don't get more physical with this defense, that time, Jacoby Wright ready to shoot the ball on the ball reversal, but they reversed it at least a couple of times.
First made triple for the Gamecocks. Hubbard double. Jones. Studi denies. Jeffries 8 to shoot, backs it out. Hard screen, he's doubled, he's trapped. He tumbles and gives it away.
You know, it's amazing. They make a three-point shot, and all of a sudden the defense picks up its intensity in a big way. 11 to 6. Carolina trying to come back into it.
Inez, let me ask you. You're using Head & Shoulders, right?
Only when I see flakes. Then I switch back to my regular shampoo.
You should use it every wash. Otherwise, the flakes will come back.
He's right, you know.
Is that Tiny Troy?
The ingredients in Head & Shoulders keep the microbes that cause flakes that big.
Microbes, really?
They're always on your scalp, little rascals. But good news, there's no itchiness, dryness, or flakes down here.
I love Tiny Troy and his tiny, gorgeous hair.
He's the best.
Make every wash count.
Little help, please?
Jersey Mike's freshly slices your sub right in front of you. It has a rhythm.
This is the rhythm of the slice. The slice. Oh, yeah.
Sliced right in front of you. It's a Jersey Mike's thing.
We love our house.
Great location, quiet street.
The garage is a bit of a black hole.
Yeah, everything disappears.
She'll be back.
Hun, we gotta clean this place out.
See my winter coat in there? You can't hear me.
Ugh, the coat is hideous. Oh, my summer jams mix.
At least Geico makes bundling a home and car insurance easy. Saves us a ton. You find my box of cords?
Okay, honey, throw me the hose.
For bundling made easy, go to geico.com.
Kirby.
Oh, that spin class was brutal.
I bet. Can I put some music on? Pick something we all like, something we can dance to. What's your Buick's Wi-Fi password? Buick Envision? Oh, you should pick something stronger. Noted. That's a really tight spot. I used to hate parallel parking. Me too.
The Buick Envision, built around you, all of you. Get 1.9% APR on select Buick SUV models. Plus, current eligible non-GM owners get up to $2,500 purchase allowance. Plus, no monthly payments for 90 days.
With the first pick in the Jersey Mike's catering box draft, Sarah from Carolina selects number 13, the original Italian.
You know, I trusted my gut, and that's exactly where the sub's gonna go, so.
The Jersey Mike's catering box, a sub above.
Tomorrow on the NFL season finale, who's in, who's out? We can't wait for the answers. The NFL is on CBS and streaming on Paramount Plus.
11-6 Bulldogs lead in Columbia. Mark your calendar. CBS Premiere Week is bringing back your favorite shows and some new ones, starting right after Super Bowl 58. Well, Lex Luthor was onto something. Real estate matters.
There's no doubt about it. And these big guys are getting 2 feet into the paint way too deep. Now, easier said than done, I get it, because both Bell and Smith are really not only good players, but they're big and strong, and they know how to get position inside. But with all that, as bad as South Carolina has played offensively, as good as the defense is for Mississippi State, it's 11-6 because South Carolina is fighting as hard as they possibly can on the defensive end and on the glass.
Points to the paint. You see it there. 8-2 Bulldogs. And the Gamecocks run some fluid offense. Zachary Davis getting some time.
I mean, they get out. Tolu Smith is denying B.J. Mack. I mean, look at these denials. He can't even make a pass to the wing.
Crossover right on the bounce. Mack. 7 to shoot. Double comes. 4 to shoot. Studi off the iron.
And now that was a good look. But, you know, they kind of make you hectic. And that was not, he wasn't, as much as he was open, he didn't look comfortable shooting that ball. And he's a very good shooter, Miles Studi.
We saw that in the body language of Gamecock head coach Lamont Paris. He was writhing seemingly in agony at the lack of movement of the ball.
You have to get the ball side to side.
Hubbard, rainbow!
And that's a problem because that's the first 3 they've made. And that's what's really been keeping South Carolina in it, is that they haven't gotten hit from 3 yet. That makes it 14-6.
Second leading scorer. He comes off the bench. Johnson picks it up.
And you know what else they do? They hedge pick and rolls the old-fashioned way. Hard hedge. Their big guys come off and stop the ball.
Studi posts up. Double comes. Johnson steps into it. Got it!
Again, what did it come from? A ball reversal.
He's having a career year shooting. Jeffries. Aggressive drive, in trouble. Johnson smothers. Hubbard cuts. Bucket.
And that's a great cut. Instead of standing around, Josh Hubbard kept moving. He could have stood there. Instead, he moved, he cut, he got a layup.
Bell ready to sub in for the Bulldogs. Now joined by Cameron Matthews. Johnson, step back. Oh, he shook him. Jeffrey sees a seam, two-hand jam.
Obviously, too easy to get beat by a 6'7" guy off the dribble. Great defense. That's not a good pass by Meechie Johnson.
Jones, blind look for Davis, can't track it down.
You take a look here, the drive by Jeffries. Where's the help? Non-existent.
The Gamecocks make a couple of subs. Morris Ugasuk, the freshman from Finland, is in. Also the freshman Colin Murray Boyles, whose production has exploded in just the last couple of games. He was sidelined by mononucleosis, missed 6 games at the advent of the year, and he's just more recently getting his strength, his cardiovascular health back. Bad pass. Johnson somehow tracks it down.
You got to come and meet passes in this game if you're playing against Mississippi State. Look how they force you on the sideline. You see Hubbard there? They want to keep you on the sideline. That's a good pass. Get that reverse like that.
Johnson up top. In and out.
That was a deep one.
Davis won it. Jeffries using his big man as a shield. Kick to the trailer. Davis hits heel and a foul. Loose ball. Bell battled on the right block. Lamont Paris saying to his team, move, while spinning his twirled index finger.
He wants them to move, screen, and get the ball side to side.
And foul to Bell, his first.
Look how they deny the high post guys. That time they switched.
Ugasuk off the screen on a switch head Bell.
I mean, look at Bell. He's 6'8", he's 6'10", 280.
All mapped. Floater off, timing off. Catches the loose ball and draws a foul. We'll step aside. Bulldogs bringing the intensity. Gamecocks hanging it home.
You are not related. There's no ancestry connecting you. But look how similar you are. You work at it. You keep going. You may not be brothers and sisters, but if tough were a gene, you would be.
If you're making a to-do list today, make it easy on yourself. Just write down Reese's, then write down eat them, and then you're kind of done for the day.
And Doug. Customize and save with Liberty Bibbity. Liberty Booshima. Literally Blibbitu.
Mark that one. That was nice.
I think you're supposed to stand over there.
Oh, am I? Thank you. So a couple more, but we'll go quick. Libru Smeebu. Libru Breebu. Limu Beeboo. And me.
He's an emu! Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, liberty, liberty. Welcome on back. We take a look at the Jersey Mike Subs game summary. Overwhelming in the paint for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, I mean, that's not really a surprise, especially with Chris Janz's game plan coming in to throw it into those two big kids that can score down there. So that's going to be tough, something for them to really deal with South Carolina.
Meanwhile, Josh Hubbard at all of 5'10", the freshman, co-leads the game with 7 points.
Well, Mississippi State shot 27% from the three-point line last year. This year they're up to 32%, which is not very good. But a big reason is Hubbard, who shoots 39% from the three-point line. Their leading scorer comes off the bench. He has been a really good freshman, as good as you can find.
In their win against Northwestern, he had 29 off the bench. It was the most productive bench performance by a Bulldog since Mississippi State Athletics Hall of Famer Tony Watts in 1989-90.
That's going back a ways.
What's Lamont Paris saying to his team? How do you handle Chris Janz's defense?
The first thing he's saying is keep doing what you're doing defensively. Because as bad as we've been on offense, we're down 6. Number one. Number two, you got to reverse the ball. Every time, he's got to show them, and you're allowed to do this now you could show them tape on the bench if you want. When they have reversed the ball and passed out of those double teams, they've gotten a pretty good shot. That's what they have to do. You can't attack this defense on one side of the floor. It's impossible. They're too athletic and too well schooled.
Foul before the break went on Hubbard, his first. Matthews. Hubbard thought about it. Quick closeout. Push off. Offensive foul. Well, that's his second.
Here's a rarity. We saw an offensive foul there, but it wasn't off the help. That's what you don't see anymore. That was on the guy guarding the dribbler. This looked like pretty good defense here. Yeah, that's good defense. Lucas Suck was there.
Does he sit for the rest of the half?
Yeah, he's got to be. He definitely has to sit. With 7:22 to go, he's got to sit for the rest of the half.
Shaquille Moore is taking the spot.
If there was 10 more to go, I might try him for a couple of minutes, but not now.
Murray Boyles wants into the post. Mack eyeballs him and feeds him. Double comes. 7 to shoot. Down the drain of the lane. What a give!
I don't know how he saw that. That was a heck of a pass.
Bulldogs haven't scored in over 2 minutes. The lead trimmed to 2. Moore feeds Bell. Matthews. High kiss make. The breathing room of a couple of possessions. Bulldogs have not known a deficit. Gamecocks haven't had the lead. Johnson. Mack, good up fake. Shoulder closer, rattle down.
Getting a little bit of a flow going.
Jeffries on the curl. Low pound taken away. Back to the Bulldogs. No possession exchange. 15 to shoot. Rejected by Mack. Meechie Johnson. Nice lead. Extra give. Corner load. Air ball. Matthews. Euro. Nice take.
Strong move. Wow.
And you can feel the emotion picking up on both sides.
There's no doubt, but South Carolina's got to get back. And what you have to do is you have to stop the ball first. They did not do that there.
Murray Boyles gets fouled. That's going to be 2 on Matthews.
Take a look. This is a rare mistake. Look at Deshaun Davis right here. He is ball watching and doesn't see a guy sneak in from behind. And that's why they end up getting this layup there. They are so good at seeing the ball and seeing their man. That time, Deshaun Davis just was a little too much ball watching.
Well, Chris Janz's team, big wins against Rutgers, Northwestern, Washington State, North Texas, bewildering loss to Southern, a unique loss to Georgia Tech. That was the only true road game. They have so many neutral opportunities. This is only their second true road game of the year.
And that's when you play at the highest level. I know I didn't play a lot of road games before I started playing in the Big East, I can tell you that.
Murray Boyles connects. It's bonus time with 7 of the Bulldogs. It includes 2 apiece on Hubbard and Matthews. And Murray Boyles was the star in preseason. He was their best player on their trip to the Bahamas. And then mononucleosis zapped him of weeks. He subs out. Stute comes in.
And they need him to continue to improve because they really do need a big man in there. I'll tell you, South Carolina has showed me a tremendous amount of grittiness in this game so far because Mississippi State has been all over them, and here they are down 2.
Josh Gray ready to sub in with 2 fouls for the Gamecocks. Bell. Stute undersized, kick to Moore. Good up fake. Into the lane, lost the handle to Bell.
He's got it. I mean, Bell has missed a couple of really easy ones.
Meechie Johnson. He is flying all over the floor. Studi shaping up. Takes Bell off the bounce. Cooper for three. No, weak side Davis out of bounds. Off the Bulldogs. Follow the road to Las Vegas. Catch every round of the NFL playoffs on CBS through Super Bowl 58. All streaming live on Paramount Plus. So Gray is back. Mack to the bench. What do you think of this?
I'm a little, you know, I wouldn't worry about the 2 fouls. There's no question about it. But the big thing with them is they've got to try and do something inside because they were lucky there that Bell didn't score on that particular one. He had a layup.
Bell is out. Tolu Smith back in. He fronts. Studi up top. 3 ball.
And it's not like Gray. Gray plays 6-7 minutes a game. So.
And here's a foul. On the miss, Gray went over the back.
Now
and
that's
he's got
a bad
3.
foul. You don't want to get your 3rd like that. Now he's got to come out. I mean, this is not smart. Well, I don't know if that's a foul. I mean, he just smacked at the ball. I don't think that's a good call.
So he subs out. They get a lot smaller.
Yes.
Bring in the 6'8", barely over 200-pound Stephen Clark.
And I was going to say, gee, that's not a smart foul, but I don't think he fouled him.
Bulldogs up the floor. Sean Davis, the look for Keyshawn Murphy. Smith ball screen. Over top goes Cooper.
Well, this is tough. Tolu Smith got a big size advantage down there. Clark's fighting him hard, but he fouled him.
It's going to be the first on Stephen Clark, one of the many that entered via the portal. He arrived through the Citadel and played well against Clemson. The only loss for the Gamecocks. He had 10-5 in that game.
You know, not a three-point shooter at all, but he leads them in block shots. So he's a tough kid, a good defender. But he's really overmatched a little bit with Tolu Smith.
They are battling again. And line drive double comes. Out of it, the bucket. Keyshawn Murphy.
I'll tell you, this redshirt sophomore, he's got a chance too. He's 6'10", very athletic.
Mississippi State nearly has as many points in the paint as the Gamecocks have overall. Davis. Baker!
Well, I guess everybody's been kind of true to form. They score in the paint. South Carolina scoring from the perimeter.
Shaquille Moore plays catch with Jeffries. Jacoby Wright ready to sub in alongside B.J. Mack. Aggressive drive, Jeffries as they swap off. He misses. Tap Tolu Smith. Put back.
And I was just getting ready to say that Stephen Clark is really doing a good job of fighting Tolu Smith for position, but that time he lost him on the offensive glass.
Meechie Johnson. Bulldog lead ballooned at 1 point to 8. It has been slim to 3 here. Johnson kept the dribble. Cooper cut, fed on the bounce. He feels the trap.
That's where it's coming. Every time you go to the baseline, they're coming after you.
One to shoot. Hoist. Oh, he hit heel Studi. Davis. Tolu Smith. 1,000.
Well, South Carolina, they've been fighting the entire game. The bank was there, not called, and he knows it, there's no doubt. 26-23.
On Ghosts.
I think one of the ghosts just left.
What? Who?
Why they make us wait for answer?
It's called a cliffhanger, Thor. Ghosts returns, part of CBS Premiere Week after Super Bowl 58 on CBS.
I think you should,
I didn't even remember I was wearing that.
Welcome to New York.
Tomorrow, we can't wait for the NFL on CBS season finale, featuring plenty of matchups that will shape the playoff picture. It includes the big one at Lambeau, Bears and Packers. All begins at noon Eastern. JV and the guys joined by J.J. Watt on the NFL Today, right here on CBS, streaming on Paramount Plus. The playoff picture The big one, the Packers, with a win, they are in. They'll clinch postseason play. Keep an eye, those top two teams, the Niners and the Cowboys, they have ties to these programs on the basketball floor. Deebo Samuel, the outstanding wideout with the 49ers, and Dak Prescott, QB1 for the Cowboys. Feels like a bit of a throwback to the mid-90s, seeing Niners and Cowboys up top there.
No doubt.
So to the line goes South Carolina, where they are +4 in points. They're +9 from 3, but what you said in the open is shaped up. Mississippi State has done it inside.
Yeah, there's no doubt that team, and that's what Lamont Paris was so worried about. Offensive rebound. Now, they've held their own on the glass, but they've thrown the ball inside to those two big guys, and that has put a lot of pressure on that defense. But look, they're hanging in there and not playing great.
Davis, who had missed 5 of 9 at the line, entering this game, hits them both. It's back to a 1-point margin with under 3 minutes. Foul concern, Josh Gray has 3 for South Carolina. Josh Hubbard, Cameron Matthews, 2 apiece for Mississippi State. Tolu Smith, whose play has been uneven so far today. Deshaun Davis comes to a stop. Smith gets by Mack.
Offensive foul.
That's going to be the second on Tolu Smith.
Yeah, he used that left arm. You're going to see it here. Right there. Puts him on his back.
No, Smith out, Bell back. You had asked Chris Jans if he plans on using both posts. He said at some time, maybe?
I think he's going to have to at some point. I don't know about tonight, because who are they guarding? That's the hardest part for those two. The good back cut again.
Studi, that was altered by the length of Murphy.
When you have two big kids like that, one of them's got to get out there and guard a 4-man who can shoot the ball, and that's what's tough.
Foul on the floor as Mack was behind Bell. Coming up, AT&T at the half, Adam Zucker, Jay Wright, Seth Davis will catch you up on the day's early action, break down this first half, and tip their hats to a couple of this season's standout performances. It all heads your way on AT&T at the half. Now that foul to Mack is his second, and now individual foul concern is piling up.
Yeah, there's no doubt. Now, you know, Mack, the one thing he can't do is pick up his third, so he definitely had to go out.
Bell, double. Floater, in and out. Here comes Meechie Johnson, who's been quiet for a bit. Nasty crossover, explodes, and he finishes over Moore.
I'll tell you, that was a great move, but I'm surprised that Mack's not out of the game. I got to be honest with you.
First lead today for the Gamecocks. And Jeffries wants a timeout. Their first advantage. The Bulldogs take a breather.
Honey.
Honey.
NyQuil Severe Honey. Powerful cold and flu relief with a dreamy honey taste. NyQuil Honey. The nighttime sniffling, sneezing, coughing, aching, fever, honeylicious, best sleep with a cold, medicine.
Welcome to the Sonic Burgerverse.
Burgerverse.
It's like a universe, but with 2 new cheeseburgers. So cheesy. Bold hickory barbecue.
Tangy.
Garlic butter bacon.
It's back.
The possibilities are infinite. Cheeseburger. The new cheeseburger lineup at Sonic.
First lead for the Gamecocks on this bucket by Meechie Johnson.
Well, Meechie Johnson, this kid can really do it off the dribble as well as catch and shoot. That was a great crossover and a strong athletic finish. One of the rare times that the help didn't get there in time for Mississippi State.
They had cut it to 1 possession 4 times. First time they get the lead. And Johnson, you mentioned it early. He is a far more efficient scorer, shooting better in every way.
Yeah, I mean, this kid averaged 4 points a game at Ohio State a couple of years ago. Came here and has found his confidence, and now zoned by South Carolina, which Lamont Paris did tell me they could go to something, a 1-3-1.
And they hit short corner quick and get a bucket.
They were very prepared for that. Chris Jans knew it was coming. He used it last year against them, and they attacked it at the baseline, which is what you need to do.
They spent about 20, 30 minutes refamiliarizing the team because they've had such limited, what'd you say, 5 possessions all year?
All year.
Johnson was a game-high 9. Mack playing with 2 fouls, 7 to shoot. Johnson weaves, kicks, Cooper extra give, hoist near the horn, got it! Studi drills! Jeffries. Off, more, weak side. Controlled by Mack.
Not a great shot by Jeffries. Got to get the ball moving. They got it to the baseline that first possession against the zone and got something good.
Mississippi State has led this game for almost 17 minutes. And it's the Gamecocks with the lead in the ball. Johnson, the purposeful hesitation. Calm floater miss. Timer off.
Got to get the last one now.
What's the best look for them?
The best look is get it in. Get it into Bell. He was able to get such deep position in there.
4 seconds, Davis. Falling away. A first half dominated by the Bulldogs inside, overtaken by Johnson and company late for the narrow edge.
Boy, for them to be up 2, South Carolina, at this point in the game, after the way this game went, that's a pretty good job.
Halftime hits. Your score 30-28, South Carolina. It's time now to send you to Adam Zucker and company in our New York studios. AT&T at the half, right after these messages. CBS Sports College basketball coverage is sponsored by Sonic. Sonic. AT&T, connecting changes everything. And by Chewy. Shop online today and get great prices on pet essentials. Welcome on back to Columbia. We take a look at the Sonic first half stats. Time with the lead. It was dominant by the Bulldogs, but the lead right now belongs to the Gamecocks. We welcome you back down to the floor, courtside, along with the coach, Steve Lapis. I'm John Sadak. Coach, what did you see in that first half?
Well, the first 6 minutes of the game, South Carolina couldn't make a pass without Mississippi State getting a hand on it or turning them over. But look what happened the rest of the half. They started running their offense. They ended up with only 6 turnovers in the first half. They had 4 early, and it looked like they were going to get killed inside and on the glass. And right now, they are out-rebounding Mississippi State. Give South Carolina credit for being so scrappy, both well-coached, hard-playing teams.
Let's take a look at their offense. What do you see?
Well, the big thing is when they get the ball reversed to the other side of the floor, as you see Miles Studi here, he does a good job of moving without the ball. And now they get the ball. They got a dribble penetration here and a ball reversal. You've got to get the ball on both sides of the floor. Miles Studi there in the corner with a good open three-point shot.
For Mississippi State, this is just their 3rd halftime deficit of the year. They trailed at the break, came back to beat Northwestern, one of the better wins, trailed at the break and lost to Georgia Tech, the only other true road game. So South Carolina ball to begin the second. Both teams have some foul concern that carries over.
Let's see if Mississippi State can get that aggressiveness that they had early in the game defensively.
Johnson on the drive, thought he was bumped.
Yeah, you can't make a pass like that inside the lane to a guy who's 2 feet away from you with all those bodies.
And now a whistle off ball on an offensive. It looks like Bell. That means he's got 2. So Bell with 2, Hubbard with 2, Matthews with 2, and Tolu Smith has 2.
Oh, yeah, I mean, he moved right into him, and that was an easy one.
Talon Cooper. Freed up. Looks to Studi. Second splash.
Hey, this kid led the SEC in three-point percentage when he was a junior. He can really shoot the ball. That time, Mississippi State lost him way too open.
Largest lead for the Gamecocks. Davis. Jeffries kicks corner. Moore responds.
Yeah, Meechie Johnson lost more. Moore went and flared out to the corner. Meechie Johnson just snuck behind Meechie Johnson. Didn't see him.
B.J. Mack was given the trust to remain on the floor with 2 fouls for the last 2 minutes, and he lobs this beyond Cooper.
I mean, you take a look at Moore here. Meechie Johnson does a little too much ball watching, number 5, as you see there, and let his man sneak behind him way too open. And I don't know if that was, I wouldn't even call that too much help because he was kind of just standing there watching.
They called a foul there on Moore. Now Shaquille Moore has 2. The fouls are really piling up. Johnson shaping up.
You know, when you play an aggressive defense like this, it's hard not to foul.
Mack misses, tumble, out of bounds. James. Matthews lost his footing.
Wow, he just slipped.
The ultimate home court advantage. There's the foul concern. Which ones mean the most?
Well, the ones that mean the most, one is Tolu Smith, obviously. That's a big one. And Mack. Those are the two guys that they can least afford to lose.
Johnson comes to the ball.
Good cut again.
Studi bucket!
I tell you, he has done a great job moving without the ball in this game. They've been denying him hard, and give the kid credit. He is moving without the ball.
He's got 10 points. The team is 9-0, and he's in double figures. Bell ball screen on a switch. Jeffries over Mack. Banker. Momentum, an overflow in the Bulldog favor early, but never took the huge lead. The lead only swelled to 8. Johnson begging for it opposite. Cooper misfire.
Well, yeah, they need Cooper to get into this game offensively a little bit.
More aggressive take. Draws the foul from Studi.
Well, take a look at Miles Studi here and the job that he does. Now, he's way out here at this point here. Okay, now keep an eye on him. He passes the ball and then a pretty good screen on top, and they end up with a wide open layup. But also now Matthews got his hands up and pressure that pass a little bit more. Way too easy a pass to throw 30 feet like that.
The Mississippi State first half was outscored 7-1 at the free throw line. Moore hits the first. Shaquille Moore transferred in from North Carolina State. He exploded for 20 the last time these teams met. That was at the Hump, where the Bulldogs, in a tighter game, beat the Gamecocks. He had 22, a career high in this building in the first meeting last year.
That's a foul.
And now it looks like on Bell, not Moore.
Yeah, it was on Bell first. They didn't call it. And then he got hit again. They said, well, we got to give it to the big guy. That's a foul. I know they want to hedge those pick and rolls aggressively, but.
But it's that first contact by Bell, who now has 3, and Tolu Smith comes back in.
But let's face it, of all the positions they have where they have the most flexibility, it's with those two big guys. So you lose Bell, and you bring in the guy who's a preseason first team.
Studi. He is on fire.
You know, he's on fire, but he couldn't get a look early. Now they're losing him all over the place.
13 to lead the game. Smith screen. Davis can't shake Cooper. Moore. 6 to shoot. Davis. Prayer missed. Studi's got it. Cooper. Opposite Johnson. Hasn't had as many touches of late. He cuts. Hang. Travel.
Yeah, Meechie Johnson here with the drive. Oh, yeah, dragging that. He had a long drag of that right foot.
That's now 8 turnovers for the Gamecocks, who only average 9.5 a game. That's second best in the SEC.
Yeah, they are, like I said earlier, one of the best half-court offensive teams in the country. And that's a big reason why. They don't turn it over.
Tolu Smith matched up with Mack. Lead for Hubbard. Brief window closes by Cooper.
Cooper did a good job closing on him, is right.
Elbow J, got him!
You know, Richard Williams, who coached the great coach from Mississippi State for years, I've known him for a long time, told him before the game, this kid can really raise up on his jump shot. And that was a classic example of raising up.
Oh, Mack with a purpose rejected by Smith. Time to shine off the pine. Josh Hubbard can bring it from the bench. Drills the J. He's got 9 to lead Mississippi State.
Hi, we're Visible, ringing in 2024 with our New Year's resolution to save you money on wireless. Actually, make that a 2 years resolution. Get one line with unlimited 5G data on Verizon's network, now just $20 a month for 24 months with no annual contracts. That's 20 for 24 in 2024. Yep, we're pretty proud of that. Your goal to go to the gym more? You're on your own. But a 2 years resolution to save on wireless? We got you. 1 year resolutions are so 2020.
When you turn around, you're going to see some more.
You have a turkey and cheese.
Let's imagine that LL Cool J has a bubble around him. Do we want to be
Hey, I'm
inside?
Keith.
There are some situations that young homeowners turning into their parents just can't handle.
Yep, there he is. There's my nephew. Now, I got a video of him playing piano.
That's not how you take a selfie.
Progressive can't save you from becoming your parents, but we can save you money when you bundle home and auto with us.
3, 2, 1.
We don't need a countdown. Just take the pic.
Live tomorrow, the brightest stars from TV and film.
Join me as I host the Golden Globes.
The Golden Globe Awards live tomorrow on CBS.
Time to take a look at our AT&T Fast Analysis. What are you seeing, Coach?
Well, take a look at DJ Jeffries here. He's going to come over and he's going to help out. But I think this is a situation where you're double teaming in a bad spot, because look at Miles Studi, who's standing in the corner, the best three-point shooter for South Carolina. They can't rotate there fast enough. I thought that was a bad gamble, trying to double that far away from your man, who's the best three-point shooter on the other team.
Miles Studi has 8 of his game-high 13 since the break. Oddly enough, since the Gamecocks' Josh Gray picked up his 3rd, South Carolina has outscored Mississippi State 18-12. Dawn Staley and the women's team here, they outscore everyone. #1 in the country yet again, the dominant force in women's basketball.
Well, she's done a heck of a job. She's a Philly girl, so, I have a little soft place in my heart for her.
They, of course, knocked off Mississippi State in the national championship game 2017. That's when UConn's long run came to an end at the hands of the Bulldogs. A Bulldog ball, inline probe, double comes. Hubbard fed behind a double screen, still can't get free. Matthews, good up fake. Tolu Smith rattled it down.
Soft touch, good feet. Like most big guys, good hands, good feet.
Playing just his 2nd game. A foot injury suffered in early October at sidelined him. Gamecocks 8-0 in this building, off to their best start in 8 years. Mack picks it up.
Back cut again.
Studi out of bounds. Who had last touch? 8 to shoot, Gamecock ball. So the 2 big men for the Bulldogs, this is the production of Tolu Smith and Josh Bell so far today.
Yeah, I mean, that's not bad. You get that from your 5 spot. Like I said, I think it's going to be hard for these 2 guys to play together. But, boy, for 40 minutes, you're going to have to deal with one of them at all times.
8 on the timer. Right off the bench, Jacoby Wright. Baseline J. Misfire, whistle, and a foul on the floor.
Is that Tolu Smith?
He had created the space. It looks like it'll go on DJ Jeffries as his first. So team fouls now 4-1. Bounce underneath, bucket!
I'll tell you what, I'm watching Miles Studi so closely in this game. He moves without the ball. He's not great with the ball in terms of creating his own shot, but this kid can really move without the ball.
Offensive! Shaquille Moore with 3.
Yeah, I mean, he's moving into him. And that's a point of emphasis, calling offensive fouls on those dribble handoffs. They've been calling them a lot.
Trying to protect freedom of movement, encourage offense. Moore is out. Deshaun Davis back in, different defense.
Here's the 1-3-1 defense that we thought we would see some from Chris Jans. Now let's see how South Carolina handles it.
Gray is back in, his first time since 3 fouls in the first.
And with DJ Jeffries on top, that's his long, athletic kid on the top, makes it very hard.
Cooper has it stripped away, and a foul.
Yeah, that's an extended 1-3-1 defense with a big, long kid on top, which makes it very hard. Plus, we know how aggressive Mississippi State is. Good change of defense by Chris Jans there. And you got to be strong with the ball against them because they are constantly looking to steal the ball.
Down to Murray Boyles his first. Hubbard hoist. Ugly miss. Wright wins it. Murray Boyles sets the screen. Stute comes to the ball. Gray looking for it in the block. He's matched up with Jeffries. Outsizes him significantly. They can't get it in. Stute playing catch with Wright. Gray saying, give me the ball.
Yeah, he wants it.
Wright. Off target, tip, no. Kick to Stute. They'll run their offense. Cooper saw seam, he glides, misses, out of bounds. 5 to shoot, Gamecock ball.
Thought he was going to draw contact there and get fouled, but he needed to just take that up strong.
What's a good look here?
A good look is try and get Miles Stute open. They don't really have scorers in the post right now.
Sean Jones Jr. is back in. He'll take Jeffrey's spot.
I'll tell you, they better not fall asleep on Stute because he has shown a real good ability of reading the defense and moving the right way.
Inbound right, wide open. Long 2 on True. Murray Boyles wins it. Put back.
That's a big-time rebound. Big time. Freshman. Good move. How about that move? It looked like they were doubling him from the weak side and spun. I tell you what, if I'm Mississippi State, I'm throwing him the ball every single time down the floor.
Davis trying to smother Cooper. Murray Boyles fed. Stute right down the lane. Under the bottom of the cylinder.
Yeah, that's not what he does going off the bounce.
Matthews shoulders. Can't separate. Bad pass out of bounds.
Well, you're going to see here a great offensive rebound by the freshman, Murray Boyles. And then down the other, how about this spin move? Tolu Smith, one of the best players in the SEC.
What does he do best?
That, scoring a low post, move his feet, soft touch, knows where the defense is. He's just a good low post player, really good.
Stute saw a quick closeout. Murray Boyles spinning on the elbow. Right off the bench, Zachary Davis. Right, good fake, extra pass, Davis couldn't get it off. Shot clock violation.
And he made the extra pass, but he really needed to shoot that, obviously, and be more alert of the clock.
2-point game. Davis.
One of their rare occurrences where they were able to beat South Carolina off the dribble and just go right to the basket.
Murray Boyles getting some extended time. Stute in the corner, smothered, out of bounds off the Bulldogs. The aggressive drive to the cup. Bulldogs hanging on the road. A game with major opportunity on each side as conference play is underway.
We are trying really hard to get you Reese's Peanut Butter Cups, but there is only so much we can do here. You're gonna have to meet us halfway. Well, the whole way, actually.
And the Grammy goes to...
The Grammys, live February 4th on CBS and streaming on Paramount+.
I'm Precious Brown with Low Country Home. When buying a new home or building a new construction, it can be hard to keep track of all the details. Trust me to get you through the process. Whether buying or selling, you can have confidence in the Low Country team because we put your interests first. When we hand you the keys, you can enjoy a home that is precious to you. For a free home market analysis, access to listings, or a home tour near you, visit adamtournear.com.
If you've been hurt on the job, don't count on your employer's insurance company to do what's right. They may deny some of your benefits, leaving you stuck with the bill, or force you to choose between working hurt or getting fired. Call the Joy Law Firm. We're one of South Carolina's most experienced workers' comp law firms. Let us fight for the workers' compensation benefits you deserve. Because your claim matters, just call Joy. 843-888-8888.
Every lottery ticket purchase keeps education in our state moving forward. Like in 2005, when lottery proceeds helped purchase new school buses that kept South Carolina students on the road to success. Because arriving safely to school every day is the first important step on their journeys to the careers and lives they've always dreamed of. When you play the lottery, you're helping fund the futures of students all over our state, which is why education is our middle name.
Accurate, experienced, most trusted, First Alert Weather.
CBS Tuesday, head down under for NCIS Sydney. These two teams of highly trained misfits will have to come together to defuse naval crimes in the most contested patch of ocean on the planet. New NCIS Sydney, Tuesday, 8/7 Central on CBS. Well, here's some of the slate in the SEC. Florida has an 8-point edge against number 6 Kentucky at the break. Ole Miss unblemished 13-0, but taking on Tennessee, and Auburn, Arkansas going on today.
Yeah, Ole Miss, they're going to get that undefeated record tested today at Tennessee. There's no doubt about it, because this Tennessee team, as all of Rick Barnes' teams, can really guard, but they also are pretty good offensively this year.
I mean, a fair criticism is strength of schedule. The same for these two teams. We don't know exactly how good they all are.
No, at this point in the year, you almost don't know how good anybody is. Some people have played good non-conference schedule. There's a double team and a great pass opposite, but I mean, Ugasuk there couldn't get a better look.
And one! Colin Murray Boyles stays with it. Chance for 3.
I love the movement of the offense. Off the double team, they reverse it to the other side of the floor. And this kid is going to be a good player. He was out for a long time with mononucleosis, and he really starting to come into his own.
Got bumped there by Tolu Smith. Now they're going to the table. What do you think this is about?
I don't know. I got to see it again.
There's a look at Garrick Shannon, who's on this crew with Bart Lennox, Mike Nance. Shannon and Lennox are examining perhaps the shot clock. That was an air ball.
Right.
So it shouldn't have reset.
They reset the shot clock.
Let's check in with our rules expert, Gene Steratore. What are you seeing, Gene?
Yeah, Johnny, they did inadvertently reset the shot clock. I thought when the initial shot by 15 took place, the shot clock was at 7. It was an air ball, so it should not have reset. It did. But when the foul occurred, we were at 27 on that shot clock. Possession probably right inside of 6 there. But I think we only had 3 seconds elapsed from that time until the foul occurred. Here's the shot at 7.
We get word here courtside. And we're hearing that exact same math. Good call by Eugene. They're seeing the same here on the floor.
Same thing, yes.
By the way, welcome back, Gene, to college basketball.
It's great to be back, and even better to be back with Coach Lapis right now, Johnny. I'm really excited for another new year.
Boy, our relationship has gone a long way. Let me tell you something. Come a long way.
The holiday cards mend all fences. Murray Boyles, chance for the and one. Off the heel, long rebound, and South Carolina ball. It's Mack.
And you know, they've out-rebounded Mississippi State today. That's a real, of all the stats, that may be the most surprising stat of the day. Because Mississippi State was out-rebounding their opponents by 9 a game, one of the best in the country. Johnson
helps out Ugasuk, only 3 to shoot. Head fake, leans into it, draws the foul! Tolu Smith in the act of a 3, and he now has 4 fouls with 11 minutes
left.
left.
He should have been out when he got the 3rd. There's no doubt about it. Let's see. So here's the fake. Oh, he left his feet. I mean, once you leave your feet, it's kind of like all bets are off. He tried to avoid the foul. I don't know. He jumped into him. That's close.
Johnson.
I'd like to ask Gene about that one, what he thought.
What do you think, Gene?
On that play, fellas, I felt like Tolu Smith did jump toward the shooter, but he did land prior to the shooter then jumping into him. So I think when he jumps forward, once he maintains, establishes now floor position, I think he's entitled to that. And then the shooter kind of created that contact. I kind of lean the other way and kind of either passing on no foul right there, to be honest with you.
I agree with you, Gene. I thought after seeing the replay.
And circle that as a big swing moment.
That's a big 4 fouls, too. That's the worst part.
Davis on the drive. Mack tried to alter. Off-glass miss. Cooper has been largely quiet, facilitating. Opposite Johnson. Good fake. Got it. Biggest lead for the Gamecocks. Timeout, Mississippi State.
You were made to act spontaneously. We were made to help plan accordingly.
Much space. Wait till you see the kitchen. Oh, another door. Oh, another door. You can really get lost in this place. Pretty sure we are.
Oh boy.
Where are we?
Oh, where's the kitchen?
Is this a bedroom?
At least we could bundle our home and car insurance with Geico.
You could save a lot. Square footage is good for resale.
Finding a perfect home is hard. Thankfully, Geico makes it easy to bundle and save.
Do you know how to get out?
There's danger around every corner of the...
And by Progressive Insurance. Save when you bundle auto, home, or motorcycle insurance. 7-point game, 7-0 run for South Carolina, fueled by Meechie Johnson.
Yeah, Meechie Johnson is a really, really good player. The transfer from Ohio State, he averaged 12 last year for South Carolina. This year up to 18. So improved, so confident. Very good off the bounce, as you see there, but also a 37%. Never shot the ball for 3 like he has so far this year. Just doing it all for the Gamecocks.
The straw that stirs the drink. Yeah, one of the numbers that leaps out, Coach, Johnson, of course, has been outstanding. But South Carolina, you touched on it earlier, what they've done rebounding-wise, second chance points. They are plus 10 against a team that lives by second chance.
If they win this game, Lamont Paris needs to go into that locker room, and the first thing he says, you guys, rebounding-wise, you couldn't have played any better on the glass, especially after the first 4 minutes.
Force feed to Bell, kickball. And now Bell's going to probably have to play a long stretch with Tolu Smith on the bench with 4 fouls.
But let me say one of the problems for Mississippi State. You play Cam Matthews, who's made 1 3-point shot in his career. You got Bell, who's never taken a 3-point shot. So you got 2 guys in the game that you don't have to guard on the perimeter. So you're going to clog things up, make it very difficult to drive. I think Chris Jans would be well served to go with a smaller perimeter guy in for Matthews that can shoot to open up the floor a little bit.
Hubbard missed, tapped out to Hubbard, up fake drive, and circles out.
You know, when you got 2 guys in the game that can't shoot.
Davis denied by the iron, Gamecock ball.
I want to finish that thought. If you have 2 guys in the game on your team, especially nowadays, that can't shoot, that middle is so clogged up. The other 3 guys can't drive, they can't kick, because they're not going to be able to get any kind of opening. So I think that having 2 guys in like that offensively in the half court would be really tough.
So here's some full court pressure. They go a bit smaller. They bring a shooter, Shaquille Moore, back in with 3 fouls. Mack. Lob into a double, well-timed tip out of bounds, 13 to shoot. Cooper was hopping hands up in the air, begging for the ball left corner. These are the foul concerns.
I think Chris Jans should try, because though South Carolina's not that big, go maybe a little smaller and see what happens to your offense. Because right now, their offense is non-existent.
Johnson 7 to shoot. Up fake has worked wonders. Good wraparound. Denied. 1 to shoot. Another shot clock violation.
Well, I don't know. Didn't Murray Bowles' dunk attempt hit the rim?
They're going to take another look. They're going to the monitor.
I think it should be a reset. Let's take a look here. Oh, yeah, that ball touched the rim. Should have been touched it twice. Well, it should have been a reset.
Gene?
Yeah, totally agree with Lapp on that one. You've got a ball touching the ring. And right now with the new rule, it doesn't even have to be...
Some technical difficulties. We'll try to get Gene back on the horn. But this is now twice there's been a significant shot clock issue this half.
Yeah, this one is definitely going to get... Time is going to get put back on the clock. Yeah.
Get word here from our officiating crew. 18 on the shot clock, and it will be South Carolina ball. Now, during that fracas, a lot of very physical play. That is picking up significantly.
Yeah, but, I'll say this, that Murray Bowles showing me a lot in this game, for South Carolina. He could really be a great addition for them as a freshman.
Cooper. Max screens. Davis slams on the brakes. Got it. 9 unanswered for South Carolina.
Yeah, Mississippi State's got to figure out what they want to do in the half court.
Sean Jones. Hubbard closed out quickly by Johnson. Ball screen over top. Double, open man, Matthews. Nice take.
I mean, that's a good move, but they shouldn't have closed out that hard on Matthews because he's not a shooter. So stay in your stance, and if he wants to shoot it from there, shoot it. Just don't let him drive.
First points for the Bulldogs in nearly 3 minutes. Now the pace visibly slowing. Stute, Salters to the table, ready to sub. Murray Boyle's drive. Disrupted by Bell, picked up by Matthews. Nice no-look lead. Jones was open, didn't take it. Hubbard, an outstanding shooter. Bell, a rare paint touch. Blocking foul. 2 on Murray Boyles.
I thought at that point it should be a no call. I didn't think it was a charge by any means. But this could have easily been a no call.
Murray Boyles is well thought of by this coaching staff. He subs out. Stute's back in. A strong showing against a good opponent today.
Lamont Paris was talking to me about Murray Boyles before the game.
Hubbard. Cooper gives no ground. Bell battling with Mack in a foul.
Foul on Mack.
That's going to be his 3rd.
At this point, Mack could stay in the game with 3 fouls. Maybe you take him out for a minute.
Baseline trigger. Moore. Johnson in the lane. Foul.
Wow, I have to agree with the crowd. I thought it was a travel. Shaquille Moore goes middle here. Wow.
No more to the line. He was challenged by his head coach, Chris Jans, who said that Moore was representative of the team. Jans called out his club for practicing harder than at times they play in the game. And when we caught up with Chris Jans, he said he thought Shaquille took it the right way, that he believes there's more in the tank, that he's capable of more in games than he sees it in practice.
You know what, John? If there's one thing that coaches constantly try to do is get more out of everybody every second. That's kind of what you think about all day. And here's the pressure, the full court pressure by Mississippi State, which they do a significant amount of time, but haven't done it much today.
Johnson, and a foul on the floor.
I'm a big fan of this kid. Meechie Johnson does a lot of things for you. Strong, athletic, bouncing. He does it all.
The Sonic Garlic Butter Bacon Cheeseburger is back for good. If you're wondering why, let us clarify. Garlic butter, cheese, garlic butter, bacon, garlic butter. Need we say more? Sonic Garlic Butter.
Okay.
Progressive can't save you from becoming your parents, but we can save you money when you bundle home and auto with us.
Empty tubs of butter are for recycling, not for my leftovers.
That's a big one, people.
Back in Columbia, Gamecocks have the edge. Here's our game summary. Second chance points plus 12.
Yeah, I mean, offensive rebounding has really been a positive for South Carolina in this game, which is very surprising. Mississippi State was plus 9 rebound margin, one of the top 25 in the country in that category. But give South Carolina credit. Smaller, but really tough today.
Lamont Paris's team is 2 in double figures. Stute with 15, Johnson 14. No Bulldog has more than 9. The top 2 scorers for the Gamecocks have each made more threes than Chris Jans' team has as a whole. And Johnson trying to pad his numbers at the stripe. The foul before the break to Shaquille Moore of the Bulldogs, his 4th.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the foul trouble for Mississippi State is tough. But, you know, we talked in the open about South Carolina being a really good three-point shooting team and the way they like to do it. They've held up their end of the bargain. Mississippi State, the rebounding has really hurt them.
Johnson had made 27 straight free throws entering this game. He missed the last of his 3 on his last trip. Back into the 1-and-1. He's got a game-high 16.
And this is the lineup I'd like to see from Mississippi State. They got Jeffries in now at the 4 spot, Matthews out. Jeffries is a guy who can make a three-point shot. Let's see if the space helps them.
Auburn deep 3, hits heel. Jones ripped away by Johnson.
I like the move by Chris Jans going to a smaller team with a 4-man that can shoot threes.
Tolu Smith picked up that 4th before the midway point of the half. Concern on each side. Stute, wrap around Johnson. Rejected. Excellent recovery by Sean
Jones Jr. Yes, it was.
Sean Davis. Now it's Mississippi State with the ball flat, not moving.
They're not moving, but the floor looks like it's a little more spread out for them now that they've gone to this lineup.
Davis floater rattles in.
They got a little more space out there to do something.
Under 7 minutes. SEC opener. Stute. Drive. Inside backboard, out of bounds. Gamecock ball. Now the big picture of this game, both teams had strong showings by record in non-conference. Best beginning for the Bulldogs since 18-19. Best for South Carolina since 16-17.
And, you know, you won't know if this is a quad 1 win till the end of the year when everything is all said and done. But this is definitely a potential quad 1 win for both teams.
Offensive board, but a giveaway to Bell. No Those kind of turnovers were exactly the focus of Lamont Paris.
And they've done a good job, except for just that play there. They've been much better since the beginning of the game.
Deshaun Davis.
Now they're back to the team with two guys that don't shoot threes.
Hang, miss, rebound, goes to Cooper. You can feel the pace slowing on each side.
Well, you know, South Carolina's one of, that was a good shot, Cooper. South Carolina's one of the slowest playing teams in the country. They're like 325 in tempo. Good
Matthews, Bell.
That was a good cut by Bell and a nice pass.
Cooper. Brief switch, Bell had space, shoveled him back. He takes the three. Off iron. It's only a 5-point game. Hubbard. Bell setting up. Gets fed on the bounce. Twisting shot. Trims it to three. A one-possession affair.
You know, that's been the thing for Mississippi State. You got to get it into the big guys. That's where their strength is. They're inconsistent from three, but they can get it into those big guys, especially if there's some space on the floor.
Paint touches had evaporated for a long stretch. Johnson, after a brief blow, ready to sub back in. Studi between the legs move. Try to fight through a double. Matthews took it away.
That was not a smart play by Miles Studi.
Hubbard wants the ball up top. Instead, it's Bell on the block. Bell given no ground by Mack. Rolls off the lip. Matthews put back, rejected.
Take a look at Jimmy Bell right here. He does a good job of using his feet to get great position right in the low box. That is a good cut. P.J. Mack let him beat him to the spot, and he ends up with the layup.
Big series of subs here. The most impactful. Bell gets a breather. Here's Tolu Smith, who picked up his fourth at the 11:02 mark.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I figured. He would come back with about 4 to go.
Hubbard. Design play missed. Jeffries weak side board. Draws the foul.
It was a good out-of-bounds play. They got Hubbard open, wide open for a three. And that's where South Carolina's been so good all game. Boxing out, but not that time.
So now Jeffries at the line. 66% this year, just 58 a year ago. Misses. Stephen Clark back in. Mack goes out. If the opponent misses back-to-back free throws, there's free stuff for everyone in the building. There was much rejoicing.
What are we getting?
We're going to have to check with our friends in the stands.
Now we have pressure coming on a missed free throw by Mississippi State.
Cooper had the window, backs it out.
He did. I like what he did there. This kid's a smart point guard. I think that was a good play.
The last foul, by the way, went on Mack, is his fourth.
Try and get Meechie Johnson off this pick and roll.
2 seconds. Floater, and he puts it in! Perfectly timed!
I tell you, Murray Boyle, they did a great job slipping to the basket, Murray Boyles that time.
Tolu Smith bumped, foul on the floor. Murray Boyles with 3.
Well, it's a great job on the pick and roll. Tolu Smith hangs around on Meechie Johnson a little bit too long and gets beat to the basket there on the lob.
Jersey Mike's freshly slices your sub right in front of you. It has a rhythm.
This is the rhythm of the slice. The slice. Oh, yeah.
Sliced right in front of you. It's a Jersey Mike's thing.
You are not related. There's no ancestry connecting you. But look how similar you are. You work at it. You keep going. You may not be brothers and sisters, but if tough were a gene, you would be.
Oh, brother. Which brother? The older brother, duh. You're only older by a minute. Best minute of my life.
Guys, break it up, break it up.
Our son just needs car insurance.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Your State Farm agent can help you choose the right coverage.
Give me the ball. Mine.
Guys, that was my ball. Break it up. Break it up.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Dad, you okay?
It's our phone bill. We pay for things that we don't need. Loaded bundles, the reckless spending. No more.
That's a bit dramatic. A better plan is Verizon. Starts at $25 a line.
Did you say $25 a line?
And save big on things we love, like Netflix and Max.
Oh, that's awesome.
Spaghetti night. Dinner in 30.
Oh, happy day.
A better plan to save is Verizon. It starts at $25 per line, guaranteed for 3 years. And get both Netflix and Max for just $10.
In the Jersey Mike's catering box draft, Sarah from Carolina selects number 13, the original Italian.
You know, I trusted my gut, and that's exactly where the sub's gonna go. So.
The Jersey Mike's catering box, a sub above.
Our college basketball triple header continues next on CBS. Battle in the Big 12. TCU number 2, Kansas. That's followed by UNLV facing San Diego State. Plenty more college hoops action coming your way on CBS and streaming on Paramount Plus. And the spotlight will shine in 2 respective games. Kevin McCullough Jr. of Kansas and Jada Ledee of San Diego State. Massive improvement.
Yeah, Kevin McCullough has been tremendous. Kansas has 4 tremendous starters. That 5th spot's been kind of revolving door. And Jaden Ledee, the transfer from TCU, boy, he's been really good for San Diego State. What an unbelievable improvement from last year.
2 timeouts, Mississippi State, 3 for South Carolina. Arrow to the Bulldogs. Fouls are fairly close still in the 1-and-1. Lamont Paris, Chris Jans. For most of the first 18 minutes, Mississippi State owned the lead. Brief span of time, it was deadlocked. For most of the last 18 minutes, it's been South Carolina with the lead.
And a big reason, what they've done on the glass.
Smith hits them both. And here's pressure they've been showing a lot more of late.
Little 2-2-1, 3-quarter court pressure.
Cooper could feel the trap and he lobs across. Murray Boyle's corner. Davis, quick load. Good box, but loose ball. Johnson floats it up. Got it.
Well, I like this kid a lot. He's a pro.
18 to lead the game. Matthews trying to back cut. Taken away, Murray Boyles.
Yeah, bad fought there for sure.
Under 3 minutes, Cooper.
Oh, yeah, they're trying to get it to Meechie Johnson as much as they can.
Clark tried to lead Cooper. Meechie Johnson has sprung to life.
Yeah, I mean, right place, right time. He's really quick to the ball that time. Knocks down the floater.
Last year, South Carolina lost 21 games. They were the preseason dead last pick in the SEC. Here they are 12-1, trying to knock off a Mississippi State team that was in the top 25 this year.
They went old, and that's the smart thing to do in college basketball.
Moore playing with 4 fouls, out of bounds off of Murray Boyles, 15 to shoot. Out of the 14 teams in the league, the media predicted South Carolina dead last. And they're trying to prove the doubters wrong.
Well, sure, they got 4 new guys that nobody really knew at all anything about, really, coming from the lower level. And look what they're doing.
Davis. Murray Boyles has it. Davis slow to get up, 5-on-4. Johnson wants it. And he works clock.
I think that was a good decision by Meechie Johnson there.
We approach 2 minutes. Bulldogs, of course, began last year 11-0, and then in league play started 1-7, but finished strong and made the NCAA tournament. Mack, 3 seconds. Mack couldn't get it off, and a whistle.
Wow.
That'll be 2 on Sean Jones. Excuse me, that'll go on Matthews as his 3rd.
Oh, yeah, that's definite foul. C.J. Mack has played well this year, transfer from Wofford.
81% at the line. And one of his best efforts came in the Grand Canyon win when he had 27-21 after halftime. It's heel, Bulldog ball.
They definitely got to try and start pushing a little bit now, Mississippi State.
Moore slips to the rim, got it.
And here comes that pressure again.
Cooper could feel the trap. Johnson, Davis in the corner. Johnson saying, give it back.
I think they need to continue. They need to use some clock, but not let it get down to like 4 seconds where they end up forcing something.
At 8, Johnson into the lane. Shield and sink. Timeout, South Carolina. Meechie Johnson has taken over this game. A one-man wrecking crew.
Oh, that spin class was brutal. I bet. Can I put some music up? Pick something we all like. Something we can dance to. What's your Buick's Wi-Fi password? Buick Envision? Oh, you should pick something stronger. Noted. That's a really tight spot. I used to hate parallel parking. Me too.
The Buick Envision, built around you, all of you.
Get 1.9% APR on select Buick SUV models. Plus, current eligible non-GM owners get up to $2,500 purchase allowance. Plus, no monthly payments for 90 days.
I love your dress.
Oh, thanks. I splurged a little because Liberty Mutual customized my car insurance and I saved hundreds.
That's great.
I know, right? I've been telling everyone.
Liberty.
Did you hear that? I just said her first word. Can you say mama?
Liberty. Can you say auntie? Liberty. How many people did you tell?
Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, liberty, liberty. Liberty.
1:10 left, 9 fouls on the Bulldogs, 7 on the Gamecocks. Arrow to Mississippi State. At 20 points for a career-high 6th time by Meechie Johnson.
Well, this kid is so explosive. He can do it really, all of it. He's athletic. He can go off the dribble. He can make the 3. So explosive, speed-wise. Plays with a lot of passion, too. I love what I see from this kid.
Shooting had slipped in the prior 4 games. It has returned significantly today. So if you're Chris Jans, how do you handle 1:10 to go, a team that doesn't shoot threes?
Well, the thing you got to do is you got to try and score quickly now and get it into Tolu Smith because he's very difficult to guard. He's either going to get 2 foul shots or he's going to score. But he doesn't want to catch it out there. See? Oh, wow. Woo!
Foul goes on Murray Boyles. He's got 4.
Wow, I don't know about that one. I was just getting ready to say Tolu Smith got to get on the block, not catch it out there. Oh, I see they called it, huh? I don't know.
Cameron Matthews hit the floor hard.
He did. But I mean, wasn't it Cameron Matthews who got fouled there? No?
I think they're calling what initially happened with Smith. Front end is good.
I guess they called the foul on the ground there, right there. Because otherwise Matthews should be shooting the ball, the free throws.
Back end. good. Jeffries to sub in, and he's going to come in for Smith. So they're going smaller here.
Defense. They want to get their pressure up, and they're going to get Smith back in the next time there's a dead ball, and they get it back on offense.
Each team 2 timeouts. Johnson, Cooper. Davis able to dribble. Mack backs it out. And Jeffries gives the foul, 49.6.
Yeah, I don't know if I foul in that situation down 4, to be honest with you. I think it's a little early.
Well, Jeffries has 2. It's double bonus, so Mack to shoot 2, and he's not a guy you want to foul. He's an 81% shooter.
Exactly. To foul him that early, a good shooter, I'd have just played it out.
And he misses.
And Tolu Smith back in for offense.
It's only a 4-point game with 49.6.
Well,
this is again Tolu Smith. Moore can shoot. Smith screen. Moore. Short tip controlled by Cooper.
Now I got a foul. I just don't understand how you can come down and not look for Tolu Smith in the low post.
And with that, Smith has fouled out. So Tolu Smith is done, and Chris Jans beckons a few of his players over. He wants to use this as a de facto timeout. Some brief dialogue. It's going to be Jeffries who takes the spot.
Going to a small team.
Cooper has 2 points in this game. He does have 7 assists against 1 turnover.
Yeah. Which is his game. One of the best at that.
73% at the line on the year. He shoots 2. Gamecocks trying to make it 10 straight wins in this building. A 13-1 start to their year.
And now if you're Mississippi State, you got to push this thing up the floor. Yeah, obviously if you get a good 3, that's terrific. If you don't, get a quick 2 because they're probably going to try not to foul you. So you should be able to score quickly, call timeout, set your defense.
Hits them both. Tipped out of bounds. 22 to shoot. Timeout, Mississippi State. They'll talk it over. We'll step aside. The final 30 seconds. SEC opener, South Carolina the lead, Mississippi State the ball. They've made it now 31.3 to go.
Well, right now, you're Mississippi State. You want that clock to stop as fast as you can. So you got to get something driving to the basket. They have 5 perimeter guys in the game now. Spread the floor out and look to drive it. If they help too much, you kick it, you get an open 3, that's great. But you got to get to the free throw line here quickly or make a layup.
Hubbard up top for 3. No. Tipped by Johnson out of bounds. Timer off. Bulldog ball.
Not a bad look when you're down 6. Get a 3 like that.
Baseline trigger. Hubbard again. And he's fouled. A chance at a 4-point play. Wow. And the clock frozen. 22.5.
The one thing that if you're Lamont Paris that cannot happen is to foul a 3-point shooter, let alone foul a 3-point shooter who makes it. Wow, he tried to back away.
Check it out, sis. My work from anywhere. Cozy. Grab yourself a drink.
Is this dog food in your fridge?
It's not dog food. It's Fresh Pet. Real meat, real veggies.
Seems like a lot of space to waste on a dog.
You know where there's a lot of space? You're all the family I need.
Fresh Pet. It's not dog food, it's food.
Our game reset. Mississippi State just called its final timeout. 22.5 at South Carolina Bowl. Length of the floor. double bonus both teams. Arrow Bulldogs, a big deal.
That's a big deal, but get the ball in Meechie Johnson's hands. He's an 83% free throw shooter. He has been spectacular in this game. Get the ball in his hands and make it so that he's the guy that gets fouled.
Part of why we're here, this 4-point play.
Yeah, it was a pretty good screen on the baseline on Jacoby Wright by DJ Jeffries, and that was good execution, and he gets fouled. Right now, Mississippi State, they've got time to get one trap in the backcourt, and when it goes across half court, then foul. But they got to try their best not to foul Meechie Johnson, but they may have no choice if the clock starts running down.
SEC opener. Both teams enjoyed a strong beginning. Gamecocks off to their best start since the 15-16 team began 15-0. Last year, Mississippi State began 11-0 overall, but limped to a 1-7 start in league play.
Well, here's this full court man-to-man pressure. This is different than the 2-2-1 they used before. The key is get the ball in Meechie Johnson's hands.
Cooper to Johnson.
They had time for one trap. Now this is a good guy to foul. He's a 73% free throw shooter. It's not like he's a bad free throw shooter, but Meechie Johnson's 83.
That's 4 on Matthews, so 17.6. Cooper was just at the line and hit both of them. He has 4 points on the game. A 2-point game, still 2. And barring a misfire on the glass, this is going to be a one-possession game, likely with Bulldog ball. And then you wonder, as South Carolina makes a sub, Stephen Clark comes in for Mack. Does it enter the equation, the idea of fouling, if it becomes a 3-point game?
If it gets under 5 seconds.
Yeah.
Not with this much time left. Well, if it gets under 5 and you're up 3, yes, I would foul. And guess what? It's just 2. They got to push this ball up and take it into the basket.
There is an air of disbelief in the building.
Oh, he gave up his dribble. Bad.
Johnson steals it, and he draws the foul. 7.4.
I can't believe Deshaun Davis gave up his dribble on there 35 feet from the basket and really left himself in this position where Meechie Johnson could steal the ball from him.
When Deshaun Davis was at Oregon State, he led the Pac-12 in assists. He was the first Beaver to do that since Gary Payton. He protects the ball incredibly well.
I mean, he's an experienced guy. He just stopped his dribble. Why would you stop your dribble in that situation down 2?
The big free throw to come. It's at 3.
Now, if the ball crosses half court and is under 5 and they go up 3, South Carolina, I would definitely foul.
3 as it stands. Can he make it a 2-possession game, 7.4?
Obviously, if it goes to 4, just stay in front of him and let him use the time.
He hits it. Timeout, South Carolina.
Hey, I've been saying, get the ball in Meechie Johnson's hands and let him shoot the free throws. And what did he do? He knocks them out.
There is a star quality to Meechie Johnson. And it feels like Lamont Paris in South Carolina really hit the sweet spot in bringing in the right players through the portal. There has been immediate synergy with this group and probably the perfect schedule for this team to this point with another test in this league opener. What's at stake in this game? With a win, Gamecocks would go to 13-1, their best start since 16-17. Mississippi State would have its best start in several years, but that situation dire, down 4.
And let's face it, if you're South Carolina, the only thing you cannot do is foul. Make them get it in the backcourt, use as much time as you can, back away, let them shoot it, and don't foul.
Baseball pass. Too long, out of bounds.
And they get it all the way down there because nobody touched it.
Mack in, Clark out. Well, baseline entry to come. Meechie Johnson with a stellar showing in the game, particularly taking control late. Cooper finds Johnson, and that seems fitting. He draws another foul, 3.8. Matthews is done. For those expecting to see the TCU-Kansas game, it is now available on CBSSports.com and the CBS Sports app. We'll get you out to that game as soon as this one is over. In this SEC opener, Chris Jansen, Mississippi State, dominated most of the first half, but haven't known an edge since 90 seconds to go before halftime. The Meechie Johnson chance. That's got to feel pretty good.
I would think. I mean, he was a high-level recruit when he went to Ohio State. Just didn't work out for him, which happens to a lot of kids. He only averaged 4 points a game. He came here and he's really, for 2 years, been thriving and getting better and better.
He has such a blissful joy that he plays with.
He does. He was really, on the warm-up line, he gave me a pound when we were sitting in the chair getting ready to do our open. You know, seems like a really nice kid.
Back end. He's dropped 24.
Okay.
Jeffries in the Hubbard. Heave. Final. South Carolina sparks SEC play with a 68-62 win over Mississippi State. Stay tuned. Game 2 of our triple header. TCU taking on number 2 Kansas. For Steve Lapis, Gene Steratore, and our entire CBS crew, I'm John Sadak saying so long from Columbia.